Kang the Conqueror. There's a report out there at the moment from quite a reliable source, Screen Geek, that Kevin Feige has considered bringing back Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror to wrap up some of the loose ends in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that he may have left. Now, I'm not opposed to this. It kind of makes sense at the moment as well, because last week, 20th Century Studios released a trailer for the Jonathan Majors film that was delayed last year, Magazine Dreams.
Saw the trailer file. It looks good.
Yeah, it's so they're finally releasing that. So it looks like they're back on board of working with Majors. Now, obviously, they had to contractually release that film at some point. For me, it's just I don't know what loose ends they could be tying up. I know that it's been pretty much stated now that the TVA has dealt with the Kang variants. But, we're left with that big cliffhanger with the post-credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania with the Council of Kangs. That's the only thing I'm seeing. And look, we know Marvel were moving away from Kang anyway, even without the Jonathan Majors situation. So why would they be thinking about bringing him back? I think they want to bring him back for one scene and have Robert Downey Jr. as Doom just fuck up the Council of Kangs. I think that's probably, if it happens, I'm not saying it will happen, but if it does happen, that's what I think we will see. Also, Jonathan Majors, when asked about Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom, he says, he's happy for him and wishes him all the best, and he would like to come back as Kang as well. He said he still would. So, what do you think, Kyle? Jonathan Majors, back as Kang. Do you see there being too much risk to reward bringing him back? No matter what you think about the situation, he was, convicted of assault in a minor degree in a court of law. That's the facts, no matter how you feel about it. But what do you think about this?
Cheers, Matt Murdock. I'm not going to say I'm mixed. I'm pretty set on how I feel about it. What?
Mixed.
Well, yes, I am. Thank you for noticing. But no, I'd say, like, if you asked me this, Callum, say like 5-10 years ago, I'd say why?
I'd go, who's Kang?
It's like, no, it's more, if we were in the situation in the, with current, how, social media and how people react to things. If you asked me like 10 years ago, I'd say this is too big a risk for such a small reward. If there's a reward at all, if anything, there could be backlash from it.
Yeah.
And it could really stain Marvel's brand even more, and it's same with Disney. But, I mean, you've seen, I'm not going to mention who, but you've seen people do very disturbing and disgusting things, and we've seen loads of, very, very questionable things to the point where it's like, what the hell, like, kind of thing. So, but they've come back and they're more successful than ever, So why can't this be in this situation now? This is because it was assault, and it was, it's not a situation where, say, Majors was convicted of, having drugs or doing something along them lines. He was actually, it involved somebody else physically, and that's where it's like
we
the
don't
line
know
should
what
be
actually
drawn.
happened. Still,
no,
that's all we can say on that, really.
And so with that, I think it. Yes, you could bring him back in this day and age, like this, as we are now, and I think people would be relatively okay with it. There'll be some people that hate it. Of course there will be. You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
And there's some people that'll be like, yeah, okay, whatever. And there might be very few amount that probably don't even know the whole situation and be like, oh, great, Kang's back. I love this character. Or, oh, shit, Kang's back. I didn't want this character to be back. So there's a lot. It's a wide spectrum of the amount of people that will want or won't want for various different reasons. Now, that being said, because they've already announced Doom, he's the next big bad. The Kang stuff wasn't really going anywhere. A lot of people didn't really like where the Kang stuff was going, anyways. And the fact that we've been able to, without a film, without a single movie changing the story in the MCU, it's all been stuff outside in the in real life with the announcements and things like that. People's minds have already gone, right, that book on Kang is closed already now. It's gone. It's bye bye. It's in the past. It's like it never really existed. So why open up that book slightly, take a page out and be like, oh yeah, let's connect it to this new stuff? It doesn't make sense to me, because so far the reaction to everything else that's come out, that's the Doom stuff and RDJ coming back, it's all been positive. Why risk it having this small thing bring it back? It just seems way too risky for that.
I'm completely with you. I think the risk completely outweighs the reward for it being a 5-minute scene at maybe, let's say, the start of Doomsday or something like that. Thanos completely annihilated Xandar off screen, and we found that out with one sentence. You can do the same in Doomsday. He killed the Council of Kangs or something like that, completely destroyed him. You can do the same. So I think, completely unnecessary to bring him back. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved Majors as Kang. Especially, when I've been looking into the story, I've been watching Kang scenes on my other monitor. It's just like, I love that scene between him and Janet when she says, when you get out of here, what you're going to do, and he just does that subtle turn look, not directly at the camera, but looking direction of the camera, and just says, win, and starts, like, assembling his, his suit around him. I liked Majors as Kang, but you don't need to bring him back. I feel like it's been pretty clear now that we are going in this different direction. So let's go in that direction. Let's not go, we're going in this different direction now, but come on, just, alright, one last ride. I don't think any of them need that right now.
Yeah, I mean, and I know you said, you mentioned, obviously, the only loose end you'd have to tie up is maybe the stuff at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Look, if you know, not the Quantumania film, now, if you know anything about that film, that ending was changed due to it being leaked. Yeah. I think it was like very, just before the film was about to release, and they changed it. Yeah, so they completely changed the ending. I'm pretty sure they reshot some elements of it and re-edited it all and changed it so it would be fresh as something new. See, that was like on the era of Marvel where things weren't so great. Quantumania is evident of that, but. Yeah, I don't think it matters too much if you're trying to wrap up that one loose end from that one bad film that no one really gives a shit about. And the fact that the ending was changed anyways at such short notice just because it leaked shows that, at that point in time, no one really cared even then. So why are you doing a change that could help this ending that no one really cares about? It don't make any sense to me.
Yeah, no, look, like I say, I completely get what you're saying, and like we said, it can very easily be done off screen. Doesn't need to be done on screen at all. If they want to say that Doom, even if they're going in that direction, that Doom, obliterated the Council of Kangs, which is what I can imagine the line they're probably going to go down. So, yeah, look. Not against Majors, it's just I don't think he's needed for this at all. Especially not in Doomsday. And look, people might be saying, isn't Marvel the home of second chances? Look at Robert Downey Jr. Look at what he did, with his career with Marvel. Yeah, and that Marvel was his second chance. That's what we're saying. Majors has been at Marvel, but it looks like he's going to maybe have his second win with this Magazine Dreams movie, which looks amazing, and I wish him all the best, and I'd love to see him back on top, because I think he's a tremendous actor. Kyle, why are you looking at me like you can kill me?
I'm gonna kill you.
And that was like that was like a news anchor reply. That it's like we were just going into the studio, and then you were like, yeah. So anyway, Cal.